What's up, guys? I'm Blair Wheeler here at PXG headquarters in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm going to be testing out a couple new drivers today, the Proto and the O211, and see which one fits my game the best.
So this is going to be Prototype here on the left. We've got O211 on the right. So certainly differences between the two. We've got 4 interchangeable weights on the Prototype versus only 1 in the O211. Really the biggest difference is the versatility between the two. The player looking for most performance is really going to want the Prototype driver. With O211, we only have that one weight for it. Right? It's positioned in the back part of the driver, and that's geared to bring up the MOI, the forgiveness of the club, and what that does for the player who needs the forgiveness makes that sweet spot size Texas. And we'll have you test both. We'll see the numbers that we generate from both options, and then from there, we're going to get you in the right stuff.
Awesome.
All right?
Awesome.
You ready to tee it up?
Let's do it.
We'll start with the Prototype.
Okay.
What we're gonna do is start with a very standard setup. And then from there, we can make adjustments based off of what we're seeing: ball flight, spin rate, launch angle. Good swing. We've got ball speed here on the left. And what that's telling us ranges from 141 to 145. Very consistent within that range. So that's telling me you hit it very solid in the middle of face, 5 times in a row here. That's awesome. So what I want to really point out is launch angle and spin. Those 2 areas really affect the driver's performance.
Right.
So what I'm going to show you on the driver here, this is going to be the couple of tweaks we're going to make. So if I grab the driver, we have different settings on the hosel. Looking at the launch angle, right around 16 to 17 degrees, we would love to get that closer to 15.
Gotcha.
If we can get it closer to 15, we're going to lower launch, but also lower the spin slightly as well. Okay. So I'm going to make a tweak to the hosel. We're going to lower loft, but then we're also going to change the weight pattern in the bottom of the driver. We've got a 15-gram weight in the front setting right now. What we're going to do is move that to the heel, and that's going to give you just a slight draw bias to offset your fade. The setting that I'm going to move you to is a small minus. That's going to lower it 0.75 degrees. So instead of the 9-degree option that we have for you, it's going to be 8 1/4. All right. So we're going to lock that in, and then we're also going to change the weights on here. So again, very easy. It's the same tool that moves both the hosel and the weight pattern. And what we're going to do is move the heavy weight to the heel. That's going to allow you to release the driver with a little bit more ease and square up the face. So it eliminates some of that movement that we're seeing left to right. Good move there. What I want to introduce to you next is the O211 driver. We're going to match the same exact specs as we did with this second iteration, small minus, and with the 9-degree head that's going to bring it down to 8 1/4. Okay? So let me get that switched on, and we can take a look at the differences after we make a few swings.
So overall, for the average person, like looking at these 2 drivers, the Proto versus the O211, this one would be more for the higher handicap player, maybe.
Exactly right. So we have that weight in the back port, like I said, which hires the MOI. MOI is just a term for forgiveness. How easy is the club to hit? It's going to have the same 460cc head, so the volume is exactly the same, and the crown is exactly the same as well. That's carbon fiber on top.
It looks great. From looking down on it, it looks the same, right?
Exactly right.
And then from the bottom, it still looks good.
With our lineup, we love to have kind of the clubs sync together.
It's got to look sexy.
You gotta have sexy. There it is.
Wow. 275. Oh. Yep. This is my new driver.
I think we found a winner. all we did was change the head, right?
Yeah.
So taking a look at our pattern, right? We had 4 in a row right on the club face.
Right.
And when I talk about the club face with the 0211, it's got a huge sweet spot. You know, the sweet spot right here is going to really give you just a little bit more confidence.
Yeah.
And when you take the confidence, it's only going to skyrocket your ability to play.
Definitely.
Right? You know, so where we started a standard setting, we lowered the loft initially. That got us a little bit lower launch with a little bit lower spin. And we saw an 11-yard gain.
Wow.
Right? When we put the 0211 head on there with the same configuration, we saw a drop in the backspin.
Yeah.
And that's all to do with the size of the sweet spot.
Wow.
Right? Bigger sweet spot. You're not going to catch it in the heel as much, right? That being our miss. We're going to catch it right in the middle, and we're going to add another 13 yards onto it.
Man, I just found my new club. Kaboom, baby.